Social Development Minister Bathabile Dlamini was reportedly challenged by social grant officials this week for meddling in their payment plan presentation to Parliament. The minister wanted to present a last-minute plan which would increase the role of private contractors. This would have favoured Cash Paymaster Services, which distributes social grants nationally for South African Social Security Agency. Now, Craig McCune is an investigative journalist for amaBhungane, and he joins us on the line now. Craig, thank you very much for joining us. The impression that one gets from reading your exclusive report this morning is that the Social Development Minister is fighting tooth and nail to ensure that Cash Paymaster Services is kept on as the grant distributor, which at the same time, reading from that report, their contract is invalid as we speak. Why then would the minister be so intent on ensuring that CPS stays on?
Well, I don't know. That's a very good question. We can only speculate. But what we can say is that at some point government officials are always going to disagree on things, but at some point they have to reach a consensus and make a decision so that they can deliver on a service, such as a crucial one like paying social grants. Now would be a very good time for them to agree on something, but what was abundantly clear from my sources and at the Portfolio Committee meeting this week is that they are not in agreement at all. And many people that are working on the social grant story feel that Minister Dlamini is interfering. The plan that she allegedly tried to push forward at the last minute makes room for Cash Paymaster Services to be kept on for another 3 years or 2 years. But some of my sources said that they actually want 3 years, and that's quite problematic because it's a contract that's been declared to be invalid by the Constitutional Court. And there are many red flags and many serious questions about the conduct of that company and the way they've been appointed and the minister's relationship with their BEE partners.
At risk here is 10 billion rands that needs to be distributed every month to 17 million South Africans, Craig, who live in abject poverty. Is the minister working in the interest of these poor South Africans, or is there something more sinister here?
Again, that's a very difficult thing for me to answer. But she has led us to a position where we're faced with two choices. In the words of the Sassa CEO, either the country's going to burn, that was his quote, or Sassa must go and beg the Constitutional Court to extend an invalid contract. And that's where the minister's brought us. And the question is why? And another question is, why is Jacob Zuma's lawyer, Michael Hulley, there? And why has he been there since the beginning?
That's the question. You've actually just preempted my question there, because I was going to ask you about the involvement of the president's lawyer, Michael Hulley. What's in it for him here?
I don't know what's in it for him. He's been a shadow in the process since 2012, back when Sassa ran a tender that was so badly botched and it administered so badly that the Constitutional Court found it to be invalid. They made so many curious decisions there to favor Cash Paymaster Services, and they had appointed Michael Hulley as the sort of secret but overall strategic advisor who they didn't pay, but who had some sort of integral role. And now he surfaces again. And back in 2012 and 2013, when this was being fought before the courts, there was never any clear explanation given from Sassa. They just accused the applicants of raising a fuss and trying to create drama about Hulley, but they never really answered what he was doing and how he was appointed and so on. Why he's there again now, we don't know. But he also happens to be friends with the BE partners.
Just finally, Craig, how do you see this playing out? Because the minister, of course, as you've established earlier, she's at odds with her senior officials in the department. And at risk here, as we've already mentioned, is 10 billion rands that needs to be distributed to people who are poor. 17 million of them in this country. How do you see this playing out? Could we get to a point where on the 1st of April, the possibility of people not receiving their grants?
I'm not very good at gazing into crystal balls, but I think that's unlikely. There's too much at stake. There's too much at stake, and I can't see Cash Paymaster Services not negotiating for a really lucrative new deal with Sassa, I can't see the National Treasury not allowing Sassa to do that, and I can't see the Constitutional Court turning them down because the only other option is not an option.
All right, we'll have to leave it there for the moment. Thank you very much for your time. That was Craig McCune, an investigative journalist for amaBhungane.